this is a conference where we really, really need for you to have direct input, direct conversations with one another about how we advance the field forward. I wouldn't expect you guys to sit back and just listen. I would expect you guys to create input, create material, create content. And what we're doing in the philosophy track is we hope to have, at the end, building upon models that people bring forward, saying, here's how I think about this space. How do we then advance thinking around it, come up with something that's practical and useful? Look at this as a people's conference. Randy here has done an amazing job pulling all this together. Please thank him when you get a chance in person. But really, it's a conference for all of us to engage and for us to all build something together, okay? And the output of it, we hope will be useful and usable by many people, many of the practitioners that are out there. So anyway, that's one of the core tenets of why we created this conference, and we hope that you'll enjoy being part of the conference, not just being an attendee of the conference here. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Joel, who is going to talk about what the Tinder, is that the Tinder for, anyway, so yeah, I'll turn it over to you.
I won't need slides for this. So the contact slides that you have been badgered to fill out, please fill those out. The way that we connect and we share those ideas, as Sunil was alluding to, the ideas that will push our industry more into being a science rather than an art, is by exchanging ideas in a structured way. Everybody has some perspective that's useful to communicate, and somebody can actually benefit from that perspective. So those cards are a way for you to see who else has things that you may want and who has ideas that you may be interested in, and vice versa. So please fill those out if you haven't already. Thanks.
Is Joe actually present? Do you have the link for it? Oh, by the way, the other thing is, okay, I intend on using Slack extensively over in the philosophy track. I'm not sure if we're going to do that for the ops track. Well, we should actually, just bottom line, we need to be able to capture content. Randy has invited a number of academics to the conference, and the hope or the theory here is that we'll come up with some sort of proceedings that will help us codify a lot of what we learn, what we develop, and what we build. But I definitely encourage you guys, not just encourage, we really need you in a place where we can communicate, not just where we can communicate more than we don't want it to be ephemeral. Thank you very much. We need it to be captured. That is what makes art into science, okay? And so I ask for you guys to really take some effort to get onto Slack. If you don't already have an account on Slack, ask your neighbor. If they don't know, ask the next neighbor. Get them onto Slack, and then we'll have the conversation captured in that channel as well. Also, there's going to be a lot of times when the presenter, we're really tight for time for some of these talks, and not everyone's going to be able to ask their questions. Please also ask the question in Slack, because we need to be able to have that dialogue, and I would ask each of the presenters to be diligent in responding to that conversation in Slack as well. Again, we can't have this be ephemeral, because if it is, it's just going to remain art forever, and that's not what we want to accomplish here. So please get on Slack, whether on your phone, tablet, whatever it is, and we'll continue the conversation there. Okay, is that it? Fantastic. All right, cool. So again, philosophy track over there, and ops track here, and I'll turn it over to Ryan.